Welcome to the show. Sophisticated Ignorance. Chris and Corey. Let's go. Sit back, vibe, have a drink. We're about to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Whole lot of laughs and a whole lot of ignorance, man. This one for the culture. So tap in, vibe out, grab a seat, you know what I'm saying? Make sure your house nice and clean, burn a candle. We're about to get into it. Yeah. Sophisticated Ignorance. Welcome back, all my ignorant graduates. Welcome back.
Episode 2.
Episode 2 of Sophisticated Ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back.
Yay.
Hey.
In the classroom, kicking that content to you.
Kicking that content out all year long.
Yes, sir.
Banger after banger after banger. What's up, my boy?
Man, did you see them games last night?
Nah.
Man.
I caught clips of them. We had people over, so you know what I'm saying? We were doing something.
Man, I know if y'all watch it, you YouTube subscribers, you podcast subscribers, all the DSP subscribers, if y'all watch that game, both of them was complete blowouts.
Yeah, I caught most of
the first one. Alabama, Notre Dame was. No, it's Alabama.
Come on, man.
What you supposed to do with
Notre
that?
Dame shouldn't even been up there, man.
I had the same conversation with my father-in-law. He was like, how did Notre Dame even get in here? I was like, I don't know. Yeah. They lost to Clemson, so everybody was like, oh, they good. They've been undefeated.
COVID messed up everything.
Yeah,
a lot of teams in the top 10, top 25 weren't supposed to be there.
I'm a Florida fan, so I felt like whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Just for the record, I went to the great Bethune-Cookman University, for those who don't know. But
shout out to Mary.
I've been a Florida fan since Chris Leak was there. They had Joakim Noah, them boys, so I can't help it. I was in high school. They was the dogs. Long story short, the Fighting Irish shouldn't have been in that game, man.
No,
Fighting
man.
Irish, the Rolling Irish, whoever Irish, they just look like they should have been in a different game. They're not in the same stratosphere. Not many people good as Alabama this year.
Nah.
I'm interested to see them play Ohio State, though.
Yeah.
But the whole game, I mean, Devontae Smith looked like
Jerry
Rice times T.O. times Randy Moss.
He looked like Devontae Adams out there because Devontae Adams is killing this.
Yeah, he is.
But that's who I compare him to him because he is murdering.
It's just crazy because like COVID messed up a lot of stuff, but it didn't mess up Alabama.
No,
at all. Like I think Nick had a couple false positives. Nick Saban, that being the coach, he came and went, but they show did not stop at all, which to me is nuts because like. That shows you how structured his program is. He don't have to be there, and that shit's still gonna run. Like clockwork. So like that game was boring. I ain't gonna lie. Like Alabama shut them down from the jump. Granted, they controlled the clock running the ball, but it was pretty much a boring game to me. But the second game, which I was more interested in seeing, just because of the coach from the Clemson Tigers talking about he didn't think any team that played less than 9-10 games should be in the top 10. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Ohio State only had playing 7 games at the time. Was ranked number 3.
It was a good game at the beginning.
Yeah, the first quarter was good.
It was a good game.
And then all of a sudden, Justin Fields just made Trevor Lawrence look like...
After he got that false targeting call.
I didn't see that. I saw the replay. I don't think it was targeting.
I don't think it was targeting.
People were saying that it was rigged because the same player got kicked out last year. But if just don't duck your head. Like, I get it. It's a fast-moving sport. I played football my senior year. Targeting wasn't a thing at the time, but I don't know if it's hard to not like tackle like that full speed. I haven't played football in 10,
when you in the moment,
years.
you just you
just going.
Man. It's just going with the flow, man. So, yeah, man, I don't know, man.
Do you think the coach should feel some kind of way because he was talking that cash?
No, man, because at the end of the day, man, a lot of people confuse arrogance with confidence. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be, you're confident in your team. Your team is up there playing top tier football all year long. You're going against one of the best teams in the NCAA. So, I mean, I'm going to talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. I'm going to, put on. I'm not going to undermine us just because I'm supposed to be humble because we're on the stage.
Yeah. I don't think it's arrogant or confident at the same time. I just think he was trying to make a point for not ranking them because I think he was trying to motivate his team, but I think it worked in reverse a little bit.
Yeah.
Because just like the first quarter was even. It was 14-14, and then all of a sudden Ohio State snapped.
Yeah, man. But it's life. Everything don't go your way, man.
You're right. But I think the national championship game might be kind of interesting. Cause I honestly, I don't want to say it's going to be a blowout, but I feel like Alabama just going to walk the floor with them.
Alabama has 2 stars. Najee Harris.
Bro, you see, he jumped over a whole person. Like, the dude didn't die.
He didn't even die.
He jumped over him standing up. That was
He
nuts.
barely ducked his head.
I caught that play.
Him. Yeah.
I was like, I was in full study mode, and I looked up and just seen him hopping over somebody. I'm like, bro, this man literally just a beast.
Yeah.
The scary thing is every Alabama running back look like that, but then when they get to the league, they disappear.
I mean, Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram.
That's 2. You forgot about Trent Richardson.
Hey, he was a bust.
Bo Scarborough.
He was a bust, but he's still relevant in the league right now. He's still
like 6'5", 270.
He's still playing right now.
He in the league. Trent Richardson, different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was my New Year's day.
Yeah.
Day of whatever, just chilling, watching football, relaxing. But I did see something else that kind of caught my eye, and I thought it would be worth bringing up, man. So, the whole STEMI package passed, the little 600 they giving us.
Right.
And in a part of that 3 million page, I'm paraphrasing, it's not 3 million pages, more like 6,000 page document. I don't know who really read it, but allegedly inside this package, the government has 180 days to tell us what they know about UFOs. What? Just to give you some context, I'm reading this from the New York Post. That's my source on this. So President Trump signed Sunday a $2.3 trillion COVID-19 relief bill.
Right.
And inside that, it started a 180-day countdown for the Pentagon and spy agencies to say what they know about UFOs. So either, what's that, 3-4 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
By April, May, we should know everything we need to know about aliens.
But weren't people supposed to rush Area 51 at one point?
2020 was a weird year. Was that 2020 or 2019? I can't remember.
That was 2020.
You might be right. Everybody was supposed to storm Area 51.
Right.
Government. I mean, we got Google, so we can use our Googles and search it. What year that was, but let's, for the sake of argument, just say it was 2020. That would be a 2020 kind of thing.
2020 get all the shit.
All the shit.
All of it. It was actually Storm Area 51 raid 2019.
Told you. Look at that. 2020 was so horrible we can't remember.
It was September of 2019, so we're gonna
give it to 2020.
We're gonna group that to 2020.
So, just for context, let me go ahead and read the official statement.
Group that with 2020, man.
The report must address observed airborne objects that have not been identified and should include a detailed analysis of unidentified phenomenon, data collected by A, geospatial intelligence, B, signal intelligence, and C, human intelligence. So, I'm not a science guy that much. I'm not that much of a nerd anymore.
I graduated in criminal justice and minored in pre-law, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I got a master's and I got a undergrad degree and all that fancy stuff too, but I don't know anything that just means.
I don't know nothing.
But from what I can paraphrase, they're supposed to tell us what they know about aliens. I did see something before about, I think it was Israel governor or government personnel saying that the United States had been contacted by UFOs before.
Which it's not far-fetched to me.
It's not, but do you think they're going to tell us the truth is what I want to know.
Negative. People can't handle the truth anyways.
But what is the truth? What could they possibly say? What we already know. Oh, aliens exist. We've been studying them, or they came here, and what you think they're going to say, oh, they really built the pyramids?
I can't sit here and say, you can't tell me there ain't aliens if there's 8 other planets out there.
Okay. If, say there's life forms on those planets, do they consider us aliens?
I don't know what they consider.
I'm just saying, like, because
World War Z?
That was a great movie.
Ooh.
That had nothing to do with aliens, though. That was just a virus.
It did.
No, it didn't. That was a virus.
The one with Tom Cruise?
That's not World War Z, man. That's the day the Earth stood still or something like that.
No, that's World War Z.
Look it up. I'm telling you, look it up.
God,
you owe me a shot. Look it up.
That's real. Watch this.
World War Z was with Brad Pitt, man.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay.
YouTube world. This is what I got.
I might be wrong.
You might be. You are wrong.
I'll take my damn.
Yep. I'll take a shot of tequila whenever you ready. Damn, I was wrong. Whenever you take me somewhere.
Damn, I was wrong. But I wear mines though.
Hey, salute, you're a real man. But World War Z was about a virus. Fast forward COVID. That's interesting. So everybody that's sick, according to World War Z, won't get COVID.
Mm-hmm.
That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. But
what was that Tom Cruise movie?
That was the day the Earth stood still.
Can't be.
Yeah, because they did a spoof on it. The Wayne, what's the movie that the Waynes used to do? I can't think to save my life, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Scary movie.
Okay.
They did like Scary Movie 4 was about the aliens. That was the same movie. They did, look it up. The Day the Earth Stood Still. I guarantee you that was the movie.
Dead.
Look it up. Let me try to find it. I guarantee
gotta find this. War of the Worlds.
Oh, okay. All right. But there was a 2008 one that was not it wasn't Tom
War
Cruise.
of the Worlds.
But it's still the same, in the same field. The Day the Earth Stood Still was something about aliens too. That was Keanu Reeves. They look alike.
They do.
Kinda.
They kinda do.
But yeah, do you think we're gonna learn anything that we don't already assume? Do you think they're gonna tell us something that we don't already assume? 'Cause I'm not gonna say no, because we really don't know much, because they don't tell us anything. But what do you think we're gonna find out, if we find out anything? Because I honestly think that they're not really gonna release nothing. They're gonna ignore that part of that bill.
I don't think we're gonna find out anything, worth knowing. I think they're just gonna feed us bullshit like they usually do, because like I said, the world can't handle the truth. I mean, how many people out there, if they really, if the government really came out and said, okay, this is factual, real deal aliens.
I don't think people are.
I think
honestly, in this technological age, I don't think people would panic, bro.
I think a lot of people would panic.
But for what? Like, they're here. Okay, your life's not going to change, because if they was going to do something, they would have done it already.
Right, but if they do come, how do you fight them?
They're already here, though. You got to figure out who's an alien now. They're going to make an alien detector. Yeah. If they let's just play devil. Let's play make believe. This theoretical. Because speaking of this whole topic, there's a documentary I watched on Hulu called Above Majestic, about the whole alien underground world, all this crazy stuff that would probably freak you out if you watched it. If you haven't watched it, watch it. I'm telling you, you should watch it. It'll mess your head up. But it's a good documentary regardless. Long story short, let's say there was aliens that talk to the government, give them ideas give them technology and all this stuff. Everything's still the same. What would change if they told us, yeah, that's true?
Your way of thinking. Yeah.
Well, I mean, life. How would life change? Because if we know that,
nothing really changes.
So
life.
I don't think people.
COVID-19, life changed, but it really didn't. Because guess what? If COVID-19 was really that serious,
we wouldn't be sitting here.
We wouldn't have to go to work.
Yeah, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
A lot of jobs would be like, okay, we're going to compensate you because I don't want you to die, and I don't want to die. So I'll compensate you.
We ain't like that.
Ain't built like that. It ain't built like
the only way our country gonna stop is China stop sending us stuff, because most of the stuff we got is from there.
Money is the root of everything. So,
but yeah, I don't think nothing's gonna change if that bill, that page in that bill is legit. If the senators, the House, whoever, the CIA, intelligence agency, Area 51 people, if they decide to read it and be like, you know what, we're gonna listen, because during that time he's not gonna be the president anymore, allegedly. So they could say, new president, change this, veto it, whatever, if that's even his power. But
right,
I just don't think much gonna change, man. To be honest, I feel like the world is how it is, and again, I'm a pessimist. I'm Mr. Negative Nancy.
Hey, you can't be like that, man. Block your blessings if you want to, man.
When it comes to the government, I don't trust nothing, man.
Oh yeah, okay, I agree. I'm on board with that.
When it comes to life and philosophy, I think I look at it a different way. I compartmentalize and I adjust my expectations for what and how I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
So when it comes from a certain source, or if it's something about politics, I already have a certain expectation that I'm gonna get lied to. So when they do tell me anything, I'm already assuming it's a lie. So I'm not let down when I'm like, that don't make sense.
Right.
Like the stuff they tell us, it makes no sense. Like the new, this me, conspiracy theory brain, the new strand of COVID from the UK. It's supposed to temporarily blind you. How in the world did it start over there? If people can't travel, how did the person in Florida get it? And he has no known travel history. I believe it's a dude from Martin County. If I'm mistaken, please correct me in the comments. But I'm sure I'm 90% right. There's a guy in Martin County, Florida, who got this new steroid strain of COVID. How?
Bro.
Did they shoot him up when he went to the doctor? Where did this come from? Explain to me. I get it. It could be airborne. when it traveled. I don't know. It got on a plane. I have no clue. But it just doesn't make sense. And I get there's a logical reasoning behind it. Like scientifically, it's airborne. It could travel. If there's a freaking somebody breathes in a bag and it's stuck in there, I get it. Like it just. But when you just look at that or listen to that, it just sounds so ridiculous.
It just a lot of stuff about COVID-19 just baffles me. Like how you make a vaccine and then you just run it through FDA's rigorous, standards. They approve it and then they put it out, but you run no test on it. They run tests on lipstick, on monkeys to see before they put it out.
I'm sure they ran tests on COVID though. Like,
it came out
the stuff that I've researched and looked at. I know, I believe it was Australia. They were giving people the vaccine was giving people false positives on like HIV tests or something like that. So,
I seen that. I read that article.
That's crazy to me. I don't know.
How scared would you be? Take the vaccine and then all of a sudden you got a false positive.
But see, that's what I want to know. Do I have HIV or is the test just saying that I do? Right. Because if it's just a test saying that, I'm cool. If I'm not gonna have it,
still ain't cool.
I'm gonna be mad, but I'd rather pretend to have it than actually have it. Like
I ain't pretending, having it, none of that.
I get it, but at the same time, it's better than actually having it.
But you don't know.
You're right. You don't.
They gave you a false positive. Now you got to go run a real. Okay, they give you a false positive. Then you go and run a real test of HIV, and you got it.
Then I'm gonna be mad because who would I get it from? But if I got it from this,
you got it from the vaccine.
That's okay. I thought it was only sexually transmitted. Again, another thing that makes no sense.
Yeah,
like it's just so many things in this world that make no sense whatsoever. But
touche.
That's just the world we live in, man. Currently, stuff is crazy, and we got football and aliens, man. That's just the current stuff that's going on.
Man, hey, if we really do got aliens, man, I want to meet that boy E.T. I want to meet that boy E.T., man.
Hey, that was one of my favorite movies growing up.
One of my favorite movies growing up, man. He was real.
Phone home.
I cried. I cried. I'm a grown man now, but I was a kid back then. It's okay to cry.
No, my E.T. and it was a movie called Short Circuit with the little robot Johnny Five. That was my dog right there. Yeah. Johnny was my dog. That was my dog.
That was messed up. Yeah,
that was my dog. I used to watch the movies all the time. I'm gonna try to get my daughter to watch that.
We all off topic on movies. Indian in the Cupboard.
Indian in the Cupboard.
You ain't never watched Indian in the Cupboard?
I gotta watch that.
Never Ending Story?
Of course I watched that.
Like, come on.
I never seen Indian in the Cupboard though.
Man, come on. You gotta watch that. Homeward Bound, Beethoven.
Of course I watched that. Of course. Yeah, those all we aging ourselves right now. Yeah. But to keep aging ourselves,
fine like wine.
Let's go ahead. Black don't crack
at all.
Let's go ahead and jump into this
topic,
do
some
man.
Crack, but black don't crack.
Whoa.
I ain't doing no crack. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa. No crack.
We ain't doing no crack.
But let's go ahead and jump into this topic, man. Today we're gonna talk to y'all about marriage and money. Ooh. Money and marriage.
Yes.
It's a touchy subject for some. But I think this viewpoint on it might open some eyes a little bit. Oh. So let me tell you how I stumbled upon this. It's my secret sauce.
Okay.
I was taking a long road trip. Let me take you down this lane. Close your eyes if you're listening. It was a long road trip.
Woosah.
I was driving, at the time I was in a tumultuous place in my current relationship.
Yeah.
Current as in then, not current as in now.
Now.
So
right.
Take it back. It was a couple years ago. Good 6-7 years ago. Maybe 8. It's a long time ago in dog years.
Right. Some dogs don't even get to, go to heaven.
All dogs go to heaven. Hey. You saw that movie.
I did.
So, long story short, I was just talking and I was like, Self, you know what? Relationships should be looked at as business.
Yeah.
And I think if people looked at relationships as business, there would be a lot less failed relationships / marriage. So check me out. Let me just hear me out.
I got you.
So when you start a business, you have an idea, you have a end goal of what you want to do, if you're trying to sell something, if you're trying to market something, if you're trying to...
You basically have an interest.
You have an interest in something, right? So in relationships, you have interest, which is an opposite sex or same sex, however you want to do it. Whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat, do you.
I ain't hating on you, do you.
But when we look at relationships, the first thing we do is we see a physical appearance and we're attracted to it automatically. Yeah. We don't think, damn, she look good, he look good, vice versa, whatever. Are we going to mesh? Are we going to gel? That's the unknown. Same thing in business when you're looking for investors. You don't know if it's a good investor, bad investor. You just know they got money, so they might mess with you, and you need that capital to start up.
Gotcha.
So if you look at a relationship as a business, and you want to court a young lady, a young man, whoever, I'm just going to speak in general terms.
Right.
If we looked at it as an investor, and we looked at ourselves as a business, meaning I want to grow into a marriage one day. I want to have kids, which can then be my subsidiaries of my business because they represent me everywhere they go. You want to have a full collective of something that's going to be profitable and that's going to look good, correct? So if I go to a club, I'm in high school, I'm in college, I'm in dating phase. To me, that's all the same.
Right.
Because you got to learn each level. High school is puppy love. College is more of, you trying to figure out what you want to do. You might be going through a little whole phase, whatnot. Then you get out of college and you get a little more serious. You're working.
Right.
So it's a little more business oriented, but you meet sophisticated people, sophisticated.
You got a better foundation.
You got a better foundation. So let's say you meet a young lady, a young person, and y'all going out. You interested, you dig her. You start talking to her. Y'all got a lot of the same likes and things, and you realize, wow, this can mesh. Boom. You got an investor that's going to plug into your investment.
Right.
But like when we don't look at it in that sense, speaking from experience, like my first marriage, I'm divorced. My first marriage, I didn't really look at it like that. I kind of just was like, we're here, let's just do it. It was no kind of thought planning. And that's all on me. This is not like, everybody should do this because I did this. This is just how I thought about this. Yeah. Like, if you look at it from a business standpoint, when you look for an investor, you look for somebody that has business acumen and background, a good track record, right, and somebody can stand up and help your business. If you don't have a credible source, yeah, I don't feel like relationships are looked at that way because we only look at it from a physical attribute initially. Yeah. But then when we start to meet people and start to do stuff, we start to see negatives, which leads to the arguments and the fights and stuff. But if we would look at it from a different perspective in the beginning, I think relationships might last a little longer. I mean, I think relationships might last a little longer if you started out as friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even in the friend phase, to really what know happens somebody. When you just like a Kickstarter, you got to go on Kickstarter to talk about what you want to do, and people invest. Or even social media, you got friends, you building a network in a relationship before you can even sell a shirt. You got to know what your audience is. Yeah. Or what they like. For instance, if you a dude and you just mess with a girl you meet and you end up getting her pregnant, you just made a bad financial investment. Yeah. You don't know nothing about this person. You might have. It's a chance. It's a 50-50 chance. It's a risk. It's very risky because you don't know if the person you messing with, had a kid with, has any of the qualities or tools or anything to be a good business partner. Right. A good partner in a relationship. So like if you look at a relationship as a business and you get a good partner, your business is going to be successful. Your marriage will be successful. Your kids will be successful. Your kids are subsidiaries. So if you have a big business, like for instance, I want to say Facebook owns Instagram. Instagram's successful. They got good partners in it, and vice versa. Like it works. Right. But if you're in a bad relationship, you arguing all the time, fighting all the time, it's toxic love. It's like you have people in situations that they argue because they think that's what love is. That's all they saw. But toxic came from something. It just ain't start off toxic. I think, and just like it ain't start off toxic, you guys can both work through. If you had the same mindset, right? You can work through it and then get back to where you were beforehand. If you had the same, but that you had the same mindset, that takes a lot of investigation. You're right, like, but it takes a lot of investigation. But then you got people out here who settle. Again, that's bad business. If you in a business, but is it really bad? For them, it might not be. But if you settling, that's when you say the term settle. What does that sound like? That sounds like a negative. It does, because I'm settling for something that I know I'm not worth. I'm worth more than that. But you might not be. But okay, if you're the judge, you might not have the confidence to believe that you are. But I guess it depends on who the judge is. It depends on who you are, the situation, the person. This is not no declaration on how to have a relationship, how to have a successful marriage. This is just my thought on how I feel like business, a relationship should be looked at. In a marriage, I feel like, don't get me wrong, women carry a lot of weight. They got to bear, the burden of birthing children and all of that. To me, that's the craziest thing in the world. childbirth, I would never do it. I would never be a woman. Shout out to you ladies. Shout out to all the mothers, the single mothers, the mothers who have had vaginal and C-section, all that stuff. I couldn't do it. I would be I was scared. I would be a dyke in a heartbeat if I was a female.
And I only missed one.
I'm not having no kids.
I only missed one birth.
Shout out to my wife for pushing out the one we got. Boy, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
But back to the topic. I feel like men hide a lot of stress. They hide a lot of what they go through in a relationship or a marriage. Don't really matter. They both, somewhat the same. Obviously, you take greater steps once you're taking, a leap, a bigger leap when you go out there to get married. But for the most part, they're similar. And for a dude, I ain't gonna say like any dude because you know what I'm saying. There's some deadbeats out there. Some motherfuckers who ain't
just
really
for the record.
like that.
I think we two anomalies. Two married black men, educated. Take care of their family, take care of their kids.
Like, there's a lot that come.
It's a lot of responsibility to come with it.
You know what I'm saying?
But
a lot of stress because at the end of the day, if I lose my house, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody looking at my wife like, oh, that's another thing.
It's you because again, not even to touch on the business point, but men can't be loved unconditionally. There's always conditions on our love because we are supposed to be the provider, the protector, the person. The buck stops with us. Even in the biblical sense, God put us as the leader. Yeah. So whenever happens in your household, you're gonna be the one at fault, regardless. And it sucks because if you're not ready to understand that, which I wasn't in my first marriage, I didn't know what I was doing. It literally was spaghetti on the wall. So I was just like, hey, whatever happens, and it ended how it ended. But obviously, two people can choose to not be together, but some stuff happens for a reason. Long story short, I just feel like if you look at a marriage the same way, like people go crazy for their business. Like think about all the businesses that started from social media. Us doing this podcast. Yeah. Like just having the avenue through the social media apps that we have, or the ability to upload to a simple app such as Anchor. Like we could upload to Anchor. Yeah. They distribute it for us. They do everything for us. All we got to do is record, and that's it. Pretty much that's it. And like,
send it on off.
And send it off. That's it.
Record, send it off, and keep it moving.
It's definitely it's simpler now. Even meeting people with social media, you have dating sites, and all that stuff.
I think that also affects, relationships, because it's not like I don't even have to take you out on as many dates as I would have.
Courting is completely different.
I can slide in them DMs. You know what I'm saying?
If you smile or like
it real nice, be fresh to death, and
that's it.
Give the appearance of I look like I got money.
But exactly. And again, to me, that's bad business. Yeah, that's bad because if you, that's what you dress up. You got to start up back to Ponzi schemes, right? You get one person to sign up, you get another person to sign up, then that person gets somebody to sign up. Everybody's selling, and the person who started it all gets all the money. That's the same way that is. Like you could dress up a turd, it's still a turd, right? But if you really like buckle down and be like, all right, this is what I want out of my relationship. The same way you do your business, you want X amount of sales, you want X amount of people touching your site, you want X amount of people copping your merch. By the way, cop the merch,
big boy merch.
Already that you want to reach this goal. Right. But with our relationships, I feel like we put them on the back burner sometimes. Or not even we, I'm just speaking in general, just because of, people don't value marriage or even relationships as a whole. Like there's so many people that
I think people do. I think it's the newer generation. They don't, because I feel like the newer generation, everybody's out for self. Everybody just trying to get that bag. Oh, he got money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna put that thing on 1 or 2 times, get a bag from him, and then I'm finna leave him and, you know what I'm saying, boot up.
I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's a cause and effect. Right. Because like the whole quote unquote broken home syndrome, it just adds to it. Like it's never gonna be back to where like we was prosperous and we had 2 family homes. Like I think both of us was raised in single family type homes. Yeah, definitely. Like, but we in our 30s, our parents was raised in a different era. Granted, we was raised in a different era, so now kids now are raised in a different era to where stuff is more snap. It's just quick. Yeah. It's not like you have to do You don't have to go on a date. When you go on a date, you don't have to meet the mom and dad and ask permission to take a girl out.
Right.
You just kind of, like you said, slide in DMs. We meet at the movie theater or meet at the mall, and that's it. Next thing you know,
I'm the new. You know what I'm saying? I'm the new dude at Thanksgiving.
I'm the dude.
When you started talking to him,
or I'm the new person posted on your page, and now people trying to figure out what's going on.
Now homegirl done slid up. Oh, who is he? He cute. You know how it go.
That's how it is. But I mean, I was just in the car one day and thinking, like, if I look at my next relationship as a business, maybe it'll be better off. And not saying that I'm not looking at it from a loving, caring, protective state.
But that's included in
it's
it.
inclusive.
When you look at a business, it ain't.
You have the. It's like a baby.
You got the same thing. I love it. I want it to be
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I want it to work. I want it to be what it is. I want it to be the best it can be. I don't want it to fail. And you so afraid of it not working that you overanalyze. Mm-hmm. But with a relationship, sex good, we straight. Or we have, she look good, we straight. We have conversation. But how many times have you sat down with that person and said, what are your goals? When are you gonna, what are your thoughts for the next 2 years, 1 year, 5 years? Like, are we on the same page?
Don't have them conversations.
You don't, because
I did.
Bro, I didn't either. I did not.
I didn't have.
I just had that conversation
because I ain't gonna say I was totally for me, but I was for me because I'm in my head like, okay,
I got to get this. I got to do that. I got to do that.
If I want her to be with me, you know what I'm saying?
I got to have all of this stuff to make her want to stay, make her want to be. Yes.
So let me keep going, keep getting this. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of having her, let me still try to obtain what I need to obtain to maintain
but see,
her.
Then it becomes, I think Drake said it best. Women need attention. Therefore, women will complain, develop a hatred for men, and say that we're the one to blame. Mm-hmm. Like that's the hardest bar I ever heard in my life.
Big bars,
bro. Like from a relationship aspect, it's true. Ladies, not to harp on y'all, but when we do stuff as men and try to venture out, if y'all feel like y'all not included, y'all complain about it. Y'all will say, "Oh, you cut me out. We're not spending enough time." Because if you start out with a chick and y'all going out every weekend, blah blah blah, but then you tailor off, what's wrong with me? Why you not? You talking to somebody else? What's going on? Blah blah. But
I might
really
just want to chill with the boys.
Or I'm trying to build something so you won't leave, but you won't give me the time to do it because you want me to be with you all the time. But then when I don't have no money, you gonna leave and find somebody else. Yeah. So it's like you stuck. That's why, like, I always told the random question I always ask people: if you could go back in time, and with all the knowledge you have now, what age would you go back to? You could know everything you know now. What advice would you give yourself? I always say I would go back to my senior year in high school, and I would junior year in high school, and I would tell myself to avoid women at all costs until I'm ready.
I ain't avoiding no women. I'd probably go back and just tell myself to deal with my finances better. Cause
you could do that, but for me, hey,
stupid.
For me, I got caught up in it was distraction because I had a plan for something. Granted, they always say God tell you if you got a plan for your life, tell him and he'll laugh because you want to do this, he gonna make you do that regardless. But I just know for me, I got off track.
Yeah.
And then once I got back on track, I'm like, damn, if I would have just stuck to what I was supposed to do, I would have got here and been better off when I got here. But suffice it to say, I'm still here. But the mindset of not putting my relationship in the spot where it needed to be helped me learn a lot. Because now I'm a different person and I can carry that knowledge and that stuff that I've learned and didn't learn, and I could put it all into a bag. And now, I'm assuming my wife now is happy. She good. She don't need nothing. She don't want for nothing.
I mean, if they ain't, they're gonna let you know.
Of course, so that's
definitely gonna put you on Front Street and let you know.
That's the least to say. But hey, you need to blah blah blah. Get with it, or But it's just I feel like relationships and like how often do you do? How many people you know that's married? Let's just start with that question.
Not many, man. In my circle.
Yep.
Not outside of you?
Yeah, like people you consider close friends. Not like adults that you looked up to or school people, like teachers and stuff, obviously. But like people you would consider friends or colleagues.
One.
That's crazy.
Two.
I know. I'm including you in this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know 4. No, 5. 5, including you.
More than me, I know.
Including me, you know 2. Because we both know the same.
If we include associates,
yeah,
3.
So total, total, that's 7 people because we counted. Both of us counted one person as the same.
Right.
So we know 7 people that's married.
Yeah.
How many friends and associates we got on social media?
A bunch.
Exactly.
I got a bunch.
And we know 7 people.
But
that's married.
I do have a lot of friends who have been in
long-term relationships,
and it's been time to jump the broom.
But why not?
A lot of people ain't built for that commitment.
You're
man.
right. It's a commitment that I don't feel like it's that serious though. Like, not that it's not serious.
Not that
married,
it's not serious, but I don't feel like it's that serious.
Yeah, like if you want to be married to if you want to be with somebody, if you're gonna have kids with somebody, if you're gonna be with them, be with them. If you don't be with them. Like it's like people are afraid. Again, like you said, settle.
Yeah.
Key word for this topic: settle.
Settle.
Like you settle, but you don't ever go anywhere. Like you stuck and you complain about it every day. I hate this relationship. I hate. Back to the business comparison. You hate a job to the point where you stuck in it, but you won't do nothing to change it.
That comes from immaturity, though.
You think?
Like,
I think it comes from fear.
This is my opinion on the whole thing, right?
I think it comes from fear.
My opinion on the whole thing. You get in a relationship, yeah, you vested, but you really not that vested because it can always go south in a relationship.
So you always got a backup plan.
Right.
That's the issue.
When you jump into a marriage, to me, when you jump in it, it's like, okay, this is my lifelong partner. Mm-hmm. This my dog. Like she got me.
We supposed to ride.
Now we supposed to really build up, boss up together. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So my wife, I had my trucking company. Off of that, I got my wife her photography company. You know what I'm saying? Off of that, now we doing the podcast. Like I got my hands in a bunch of pots. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I got a support system too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't.
That's.
I was just telling you the other day. I don't know a lot of people who really built like us. I don't know. I don't know a lot of men out there who would take like 100% of everything. Like, nah, baby, I got you. You stay home, do what you want to do.
My wife stayed home for a year.
You know what I'm saying?
For a year, she wanted to go back to work.
And I got all the bills. And I got everything.
Like, I want you to. Your only job is take care of the baby. That's it. Like, not to try to make it seem like she's not worth working or she's incompetent. But
my wife's super smart.
You focus on taking care of the baby. Let me handle the rest of the stress. If you need me, I got you. That was what our conversation was.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a lot of dudes built like that. A lot of these dudes these days, to me, that shit's soft to me. Like, oh, we got to go 50-50, this, that, and the third. If you real and you handle your business, it don't, and that's who you want to be
even
with,
if,
it don't matter if she's breaking bread or bringing bread to the table. If you saying, hey, I'm finna do this so you can get right. You know what I'm saying? You want to go to nursing school, but you can't work during the day, don't work. Just go to school. I'm gonna go work for you.
I told my wife, if you want to go back to school, go. Yeah. Just tell me what you want to do. I'll help you with your schoolwork. I'll help you study. Whatever you want to do. If you have to work part-time at Target, I'm going to support you because I know in the end, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be hard as freak.
You got to sacrifice. You got to sacrifice in order to get to see the light, man. You got to.
That's what you got to do. But at the end of the day, if we was to look at like how many, like again, I'm going to touch back on this point. How many people have you seen just alone? How many people have you seen alone just have like businesses pop up because of 2020? Just like stuff slow down. I got to figure out how to make some money. I got to blah, 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 do this. If we had that same drive and determination, and not saying everybody wants to have a successful marriage, because some people just like to be single. Some people like that freedom, which is completely fine. Like when I was single,
you're going to die alone.
I had a hell of a whole phase. Like it was cool. Like I could do what I want to do.
Though. You could do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you're going home alone,
if you want to be single, cool. But if you want to be in a relationship and you doing stuff to be in a relationship, you having kids, 3, 4, 5 kids, or 2 kids, 1 kid, whatever. If you're not taking care of that responsibility, I feel like it's a slight on you because if it was a business, you would be there 100%.
You'd be 100%. You'd be going ham.
Like you be like how many
even
people
with the ups and downs of the business,
you still gonna be there.
Right, you have a down year in your business. You're just not gonna jump ship.
Exactly.
You're gonna go ham to get it back to where it was.
Exactly.
So now you have this slight little mishap in your relationship. Now you finna jump ship. Mm-hmm. Like, oh fuck this, I got other hoes. I don't need.
Yep. And that happens because it's like you get caught up in you not for me because you're not supportive of what I'm doing.
No.
But that's, again, that attention thing. Like, if you're going to be with somebody and make a commitment to have a kid with them, or even be with them and tell them you want to be with them, you're going to have to show up and honor that commitment. But I don't think everybody thinks like that at the end of the day. It all depends on the person. It all depends on what they want to do, how they feel. And at the end of the day, like, if you want to be in that predicament, you're gonna be there. But just back to my job comment, like I'm not gonna be in a job I hate. Like if I hate my job, I'm gonna work it because I got to pay my bills. But best believe, as soon as I get an interview for something else or I get to go somewhere, I'm sliding. I'm not gonna sit there and complain about something I hate. Like I just can't do that. Like I'm a conservative person to the core. Like I grew up super unstable, so any chance I get to save $1, I will. Like I'm not gonna splurge my money. I'm
different, boy. Anytime I get to blow $1, I blow it. But see, that's where balance come in. My wife balanced me. Exactly. She's better with money than me. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost the same, but like
I ain't gonna do no stupid shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do nothing crazy.
No dumbass Gucci belt.
I'm not doing that. Like Gucci. I think the craziest, not even the crazy. Like only thing I bought recently is just equipment that we needed. Other than that, it's I'm not really messing with it. But it's like people would jump to do anything for something that they believe in. But it seemed like when they have that issue of that relationship stuff, I see people all the time where like they successful at something, but then you see their baby mama post something like, "Oh, he don't blah 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 do this." How is that possible? Those two things to me don't correlate.
It's crazy because I used to say this all the time. I'd be like, "It's dudes out here that really don't take care of their kids, or don't even care for taking care of their kids."
Yep.
But you out here praying to God.
Yep. Okay.
How do you even think that goes?
brings me to another topic I wanted to mention. How could you be friends with somebody who don't take care of their kids? Like
hell no, I'm gonna oust his ass.
You know, like you got a homeboy who killing like a merch game or something he doing, or he a rapper or a singer, whatever. He a entertainer doing whatever. He hosting clubs. He killing it. But you see his baby mama, you know her personally, or you know her through, or you seen her through social media posting stuff about him, blah blah. You know who she talking about. You know people subtweet or sub post, whatever you want to call it. Could you be cool with the person? Or would you tell them like, bro, you gotta do? Like,
I ain't even gonna tell them because at that point, if you gonna lay down and have kids, you already know it's a no brainer. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to, especially if you come from a broken home, you ain't have no daddy.
That's the thing that's so crazy to me. Like
come on, bro.
Okay, let's just use this as an example. Playboy Cardi and Iggy. Like instead of going to the birth of his kid, this man was playing Call of Duty. Like, and she posted receipts.
But he a kid though.
I mean, I don't know how old the man is. I'm not gonna search it because I really don't care. But you can. Let's say I'm gonna guess.
Trash anyways.
I'm gonna guess he's 26. I'm gonna guess he's 26. I didn't listen to his album, but
I heard.
I can't understand what he's saying.
It was trash before then.
The first one I kind of rock with, but I can't understand what he's saying now. But I'm gonna guess he's 26.
24.
Oh, I was close.
He a kid.
How old is Iggy? So I'm gonna say she's 31. I'm gonna guess she's 31. See, I'm right. Drum roll, please.
30.
Boom.
That's a 6-year difference.
So who is the victim and who is the culprit?
How old the kid is?
Newborn, couple months.
He a kid.
No, yeah, like
no,
he
I'm
didn't.
saying Playboy Cardi is a child.
But why would she assume that he would change because he had a kid?
Why would she even assume? They come from two different cultures. He's obviously from America. You're from Australia. Things work different over there than they do over here.
I don't know, but I feel like that's another like thing that a lot of people assume if you have a kid with somebody, they gonna change. And like if the person you with having a kid is not gonna change, is not ready for that commitment, they're not gonna tell you because they don't know how to say it because they're gonna look weak.
Yeah,
because I wasn't ready for my first marriage, but I didn't know how to say that because I didn't want to be like I didn't want to disappoint people. You know,
even if you didn't know how to say it, you wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, because
you're gonna get that last.
You're gonna get as a man. You're gonna get scorned. But
your wife ain't gonna hold no punches.
No, it's gonna be you ain't ish, you ain't this and that. You know the whole this that and the third is gonna be another one of those. Damn,
Iggy Azalea tall. She 5'10". Playboy Cardi 6'1".
They both tall. I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with him taking care of his kid.
I know, I understand that, but
hopefully
trash
he do.
Is trash.
I mean, it is what it is. You're right. Trash is trash. You can't.
The biggest deadbeat out there. Hey, but I mess with him hard. Future.
I don't think Future a deadbeat. I don't think Future a deadbeat.
I do.
I don't.
I do.
I think he pay his child support and he keep his baby.
But he probably don't see his kids.
If that's not,
he say it in all of his songs.
If that's not an agreement, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
He say it in all of his songs.
I know he petty though. I remember he sent his son that's with Sierra a Matt Ryan jersey for the Super Bowl, knowing that her husband Russell Wilson. He petty, but I don't know. I think he see his kids, man. I would hope so.
I don't know. I would hope 5 or 6. He got a lot. He got a lot.
He got a lot of money too. Maybe
popping
out
newborns. It is, and I think
some people want to have a basketball roster.
These women out here had the past 3 that done had a child from Future. I think it was outside of Sierra was only for that bag.
That's a whole
only for
topic.
That bag.
That's a whole other topic. But
it is.
we could discuss it a little bit. That's definitely
no. We ain't gonna touch it.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just leave. Let's save it for later.
Yeah.
But that's again, if people would look at relationships as a business, man, it would be a lot more. It would be a lot less.
It'll be a lot more successful
relationship. Because there's some people who do treat their business like that. Mm-hmm. Not business, excuse me, their marriage or their relationship in that business fashion, to where they concrete with everything they upfront. And I'm not talking about business as a money standpoint, like. So don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Don't take it out of context. I'm not saying like treat your marriage as if it's a money maker. I'm saying treat it with the same love and respect.
But essentially that's what it is.
But for some people, they're going to take this out of context.
Right.
They're going to say,
I get the disclaimer.
You saying that marriage should be money and blah, blah, blah. I'm saying if you use a theory of your marriage is a business and you want it to succeed, you're going to do anything you can do to make it succeed. If you believe in it, you're going to want it to work. Mm-hmm. No matter if you argue with your wife or your husband or your partner, if you're not married yet, 100 times, it's no different than arguing with a vendor about a late delivery.
Yeah.
I want my stuff. I need my stuff. I'm trying to sell it, blah, blah, blah. My customer's mad. What's the difference? You should care just as much as about your business as you do your marriage. Because if you don't, it's not going to. If you don't follow up with your vendor, if you don't follow up with the shipping company, like, you know how many times I lost stuff with UPS? I'm calling Nike. I'm calling so and so. Hey, this didn't come. I need a replacement because I need it. Like, I'm paying my money for it. I want it. So if you want your marriage to work, just look at it as think about it as a business. Not look at it as a business, but think about it as a business.
But I think a lot of people, men and women, this whole episode has been in general for both parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but
yes.
I think I think a lot of people, period, are scared to love, are scared to open up.
Definitely. That's why I said earlier, it's out of fear.
Yeah.
It's out of fear. Like, when you was talking about men making that jump to marriage, it's out of fear. Like, the first time I was scared shitless. I didn't know what I was doing.
Y'all was together for a minute, though.
Bruh, that don't matter. Like, I didn't know what I was doing when it came to marriage. I didn't have an example growing up.
You didn't know what you were doing when it came to marriage, but you knew what you were doing when you...
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, I was 22 years old. What you expect?
But you know what it lead you.
You absolutely right.
22.
Give me a grace period.
22, though. And listen, you're a senior in college. 22. You about to step in the real world. What happens after college? Real life,
but
in marriage.
What do we assume happens after college? I'm gonna get a good job. That's a whole nother topic. I ain't even gonna jump into that. Right. That 6-figure debt. I'm not gonna jump into it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save it. But jumping into that taught me a lot. Like, the reason my marriage is successful now is because of what I went through before. I'm not even gonna front. Like, I'm not saying it's because of my past partner or nothing, or she's all the credit. But the stuff that I learned from that, and after that whole situation, man, I went all the way to California. Like, I had to travel, get away, just to open my mind, see different stuff. Not saying California is like the difference maker, but for me it was.
You got to see something different, man.
I went to a monastery in Escondido, California, and like, it just flipped my whole vision on stuff, man. Because I was in the dark, man. I was just like, bro, I don't want to start all over. I don't want to meet somebody different, like meet a whole new family, all that stuff. I didn't want to do all that. But at the same time, that fear of not knowing what's going to happen next, it was just like, I was like, F it. Like, let me just go and do it. And fast forward, now I'm here. Like, happy, in a good place, blah, blah, blah. But if I would have had the mindset I have now then, I would be a completely different place. I'd be a completely different person. But again, everything happens for a reason. So maybe that wasn't supposed to work out. That was my lesson that I need to learn. Hey. You never know. The universes, man. You can't stop the universe from universing. You can't stop God from being God.
The obstacles that come to you, or the obstacles that happen to you in life, are meant to happen to you. Exactly. They just don't fall out. What's the sky? They're planted there.
What's the quote? I told you the other day, man. I read a quote every morning that kind of keeps me in tune with stuff. Obstacles do not block the path; they are the path.
Right.
For the people in the back, obstacles do not block the path; they are the path. Basically,
big pass.
When you know it's a roadblock in front of you, instead of trying to figure out how to go around it, go through it. Don't avoid it. Interact with it.
Might as well
figure out what the lesson is and move forward. Like that's probably the one thing that's gonna stick in my head till I get Alzheimer's.
Nothing, anyways. What you running for?
You might as well.
What you running for?
Hey, what you running for?
You know what I'm saying? What you running for?
Don't settle.
Keep it moving.
Keyword settle.
Please, both parties do not take the word settle out of context. There's good happen. Settling and there's a bad settling.
Yes.
One of my teachers in college told me this: you cannot fight every battle. Pick and choose your battles. You do not.
Anybody in a relationship,
relationship
has heard that before. Pick and choose. If you a man and you mess up something in the kitchen, you know darn well you shut your mouth. Not saying women are only exclusive to the kitchen, but if you got a woman that cooks good and you mess up some in her recipe, shut up and just move forward. Take the L and go ahead and go in the garage.
Keep going, man, and
do what you got to do because you know darn well you shouldn't have touched it.
Pretty much it, man.
That's how it go, man. Like, I just think if we, in conclusion, man, if we was to be more focused and business oriented on our relationships and put them in the forefront, when people get into relationships, they wouldn't fail so much. And maybe that's part of the process, though. You got to meet people. You got to explore. You got to know, damn, I can't do business with this person. Just like think about it from okay, let's use us as an example. Say we podcast and we get knock on wood, we get a bad deal with somebody. We got to learn that's a bad deal. We can't automatically just get the best one the first time.
Right.
And that doesn't happen. That's the fairy tale. That's the anomaly that sometimes happen. Like for me,
that's the sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, my second time around was the best time around. They say third time the charm, but 2 my favorite number. So I'm number 2. I'm sticking with that. So that's all I got, man. That's what it is. Money in marriage. Business and marriage.
Some people gonna take this out of context, but
I hope they do.
It is what it is, man. I don't like the ruffle feathers. You know what I'm saying?
You got
I like
to
keep the peace. You know,
you got to sometimes.
I ain't scared of nothing because I get these hands. But I like
you got to ruffle feathers sometimes. That's the only way people really pay attention when you get them thinking.
They do though. When you get them thinking, when you get that brain pumping. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
I just hope that this outlook, this perspective, gives you a different viewpoint on things, and maybe it helps you in some way. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let me know.
Right. I hope y'all got from it is that if you're in a marriage or you're in a serious relationship, man, go all in, man.
Just like you would do for that business,
man. Right?
You trying to pump out that merch, you trying to pump out them products, man. You gonna go all in. You gonna
go all in.
You gonna lay down for it because you believe in it.
Go as hard for her as you gonna go for your mama, because your mama ain't gonna suck your thing. You feel me? Go in, man. Go in, bro.
That was Corey. Corey.
Go
Corey
in,
Mack.
man. You ain't got nothing to lose. What you got to lose? There's 1,000 fish out here in the sea. What you got?
I'm not gonna disagree. I'm not gonna disagree.
You ain't got nothing to lose, man. So, you know what I'm saying? That brings us to, you know what I'm saying, to wrap up. You know what I'm saying? You got some shout outs?
Man, I do. Actually, I do have a shout out. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. There is a shout out I want to give, and that is to Dr. Teresa Sanders out of Texas. She has started a school called Safari Small Schools, and it is for children that are, I want to say, behaviorally challenged. It's a small school setting, 5 to 1. Okay. It's definitely something that I've read up on, and I looked at her proposal for the school. I looked at how her classroom setting is, and if I lived in Texas, I would definitely rock with it. I would definitely send my daughter there. Not that she's behaviorally challenged, but I like the format. I like the pace. I like the small class setting. She gets more one-on-one attention. If you are looking to look up that school or you want to look into it, if you live in Texas, please check it out at safarismallschools.com. They also have a Twitter handle, Safari Small Schools, and Dr. Teresa Sanders is on Twitter at Dr. Teresa Sanders. That is TERESA Sanders, SANDERS. And that is my shout out for this episode. What about yourself?
Man, I got a few shout outs. Shout out to everybody watching this.
Yes, of course. YouTube, click, subscribe, like button, Facebook, comment. Tell us how much you hate it, how much you love it.
Twitter, man. If you guys got merch you guys want to send us, you know what I'm
saying?
Please
do.
Go to
we
our
can
website.
Shout you out.
The P.O. Box is there. Also, we'll trade merch. You know what I'm saying? You wear mine, I wear yours. I put you out here.
Let's support each other, man.
Support each other, especially black-owned
Shout out to small businesses, too, man. All the ones that have been created, have been decimated, have recovered. all inclusive, man. Shout out small businesses,
Oh
man.
yeah, and if you in the Tampa Bay area, Brandon, all surrounding areas, man. My wife's company, photo company, Mac Vision Photography, Mac MAC VisionPhotography.com, man. Go ahead and go to that website, man. She giving out good deals. She's a great photographer, man.
That Valentine's Day special coming up.
Yeah. Plug me in.
Yes. Please use that code. It'll be posted when we show it.
Yes, sir. And pretty much that's
a wrap,
it.
boss,
That's
man.
a wrap. So until next time,
Thank y'all for listening,
y'all
man.
stay ignorant, and we gonna be out of here.
Oh